Hey, I'm Janosch from Janosch's Workspace, and this is a 6-part series on Loom, the popular video collaboration software. You'll find the link to the entire series in the description down below, and now let's jump right into the video. Last time we created our first Loom video, and in this video we'll take a look at how we can edit and customize the video to make it available to the public and to let the world see what we have created. So the first thing that you might want to do is to trim your video, and to do that you can just go to the trim and add clips option in the right menu over here. And this will open up the trim settings, or like the editing settings that you have. Now down here is basically the entire timeline of the video that we have created. And the first thing that we can do is we can drag these handles at the beginning and the end to basically remove the parts at the beginning and the end that usually, are just don't have any content. Maybe you're just preparing to start talking. Maybe you just didn't know what to do again. Maybe you had to cough or something like that. So you could use that to edit out these clips at both the beginning and the end of your video. So let's just pretend that we want to do it like that. So we'll just cut off the first 3 seconds. It might not make sense in this video, but let's just do it for demonstrational purposes. And now what we can also do is we can split the video into different clips. So you see this part in the middle here where the audio isn't really on, and that's because I paused there. I had to think about the video again, and that's why there's no content in here. And we don't want to leave that in the final product. So what we'll do is we'll split the video at this point here. So to do that, just drag this little line to the point where you want to split. Click on that, and then click on split at the time that we have over here. So just click on split, and then also we'll split it at this point where I started talking again. So again, click on here and split. And now this middle part, we can actually delete that. So we'll just do that. And now we removed this part from the center of our video. Now, whenever you aren't happy with what you just did, you can just click the undo button to, undo whatever you just did. So in this case, it will add the clip back in, but we actually do want this to be deleted. So that's not a problem for us. And what you can also do is you can always revert back to the original video. So if all the changes that you made weren't how they're supposed to, or you want to start all over again, just click on revert to original, and that will restore the original video that you had. And when you're finished, you can actually click on save changes to save the new video. So now it's saved, and it has these changes applied to them that we applied. So it does have a bit of the start cutoff, and also the part from the middle is trimmed. Now, another feature that's really interesting and great, and that has been recently added to Loom, is the ability to also add clips to each other. So you can basically stitch together different videos, and let me show you how that works. So let's go back into the editing mode, and over here on the right, we can actually click on add clip. And this will open up a menu for us that has all the different, Loom videos that we have ever created, basically. So what I can do is I can just search for here. I can, you can search for a title. You can also paste in a URL, or you can just choose one from these down below. So let me just choose this one. And that means I can actually add this clip to the previous video. So if you have multiple recordings and you want to combine them into one video, then that's a great choice. Now, just as you can with the regular video, you can also make changes to this new clip. So you can trim it, you can make edits, you can split it, you could do something else, and you can also change the positioning. So you could add that to the start of the other clip, so you could do that before the original clip, or you can leave it at where it is at the end. But if I just click on this reorder clip left, you'll see how it gets transferred to the start. So maybe that's like an introduction that you made for all your videos, and you want that to be at the start of all the videos that you create. So you can just add it to all your other videos and then just reorder it to be in the front of the video. The next way to customize your videos is to add a thumbnail to them, and you can easily do that through the change thumbnail option in the right sidebar. Now, the thumbnail only appears if you actually embed this video somewhere on your website or a different other tool. So it doesn't make sense in all cases, but it can be really nice if you're using Loom to create marketing videos, for example. Now, since we haven't learned how to embed videos in websites, I'm just going to show you how this would look if you had it embedded in your website. So that you can see how things actually change and how things look using these settings. To add a thumbnail, just click on this button, and then click on browse to open up your file system. In my case, I have this demo thumbnail right here, so I'll just open that and just leave it like that. I don't need to reposition it, so I'll just click on save, and now this thumbnail will be added by default. Now we don't really see it because it's basically a bit hidden behind the play button, but you can make out the the background, the circle around the green button. That's part of this demo thumbnail. Now here on the website embed, you can also see this because now the background is actually not showing parts of the video, but it's showing this thumbnail that I added. So this is what it would look like using this setting. You can have any image as a thumbnail, and that allows you to customize these previews however you want them to look. As an alternative to the regular thumbnail, you can also use a GIF, which you can turn on by enabling this toggle button, and this will default to the first couple of seconds of your video. Now you can change the thumbnail or how it appears, or the animation, by changing what actually happens in the first couple of seconds in your video. So if you want to use that for your videos, you could do things like waving your hand at the beginning of the video, so that you can use that as part of the animated thumbnail that you have. Now what you can also do is to make this the default for all your videos if you want to. So you can do that by using this button over here, and then you can just save what you just changed. And then going back to the actual website, you see now it defaults to this screen again, and you see how we're actually seeing parts of the video. Now we didn't do much in the video, so you're not gonna see that much moving parts basically, but it will be animated if you have a clip that has more movement in it. Next, you can also add a call to action button, and that's great if you want to use the video to promote some of your products, or if in general your clients interact with this video and you want them to do a certain thing. And you can do that by just going to the call to action over here, and then you can paste in a button link. So let's just say I want them to go to my homepage. So I'll just say janoschworkspace.com, and I'll put the www in front of that. And then as a button text, we maybe want to say, visit my website, something like this. And you can, again, choose that however you want to. Really depends on what you want your visitors to do. Next, you can also change the button color. So if we wanted to, we could, make that blue, for example, and also the text color. So we could have a different text color, which, looks horrible. So I'm going to change that back to the white that we had previously. But that's there so that you can actually adjust this to your branding to make it look like the rest of your brand does as well. And lastly, you also have the option to choose different, styles for the button. You could have a really rounded button, you could have the squared button, but you could also have the slightly rounded button, which is my button of choice. Now let's just save this call to action, and let me show you how this looks on a website or on a live page. So now back on the website, we really don't see that anything has changed, but if we click on the button and play the video, you'll actually see, if I now hover over the video, I have this button here at the top, which says visit my website. And if I click on that, we'll get redirected to my website. So just how we expect this to work. And also, if I'm just going to go to the end of the video like that, let's play the last couple of seconds. And if the video finishes, we'll actually see this button pop up as the main, call to action on the screen, centered and big, so that, users that finish the video can also visit our website. If you're wondering, this also exists if you don't share the video on your website. This is just the link that you can share for any video. And if I just click on that link, this is what I'll see. So I'll also see, this visit my website button up here. So this is the same button, it works the same way, and it also appears on the videos that aren't embedded in websites. You can also add descriptions and chapters to your videos to give some additional context, like links and other things that people might be interested in. And again, chapters are great to help users navigate bigger videos, larger videos, where there are specific spots in the video or specific segments of the video that are really interesting for some people. And how you can do that is through this description field at the bottom. Here you can write your description. So you can just say, this is my description, like this. And I can also add the chapters here. So if I press Shift Enter, I can say, well, I want the timestamp for some specific clip to be 0:30. So at 30 seconds, there is, important segment everybody should watch, something like this. So we're telling people this is important, watch that part especially. So if I, finish that and click on this link now, we'll get redirected to exactly this time. So this will help users or people that are watching this video to find the most important parts of the video. Again, speeds up workflows and makes life easier for everybody watching your videos. Loom also automatically generates transcripts for us, which we can take a look at in the settings as well. So you can review these transcripts by going to the Review Transcripts button or option over here. And now you'll see these different, transcripts that were automatically created for this video. If you want to use those transcripts, you can easily copy them from the copy option over here. So you can just directly use them somewhere. Maybe you want to, publish them on your website or whatever else you want to do with those transcripts. But you can also do more than just that. You can also just edit the transcript. So if there's something that's, wrong, something that it's not how you like it, or it wasn't translated correctly, then you can just go in here and change that. So for example, what I could also do is for these filler words over here, like that I always say, you can just say delete this word and it will be removed from the transcript. Or you could just adjust the word if it wasn't, if it was in there, but it's just not, transcribed correctly. That's also possible. And whenever you're finished, you can just click on done, or you can also undo all the transcript changes if that's something that you need. Now what's really awesome is that they have another feature, which is to remove these filler words automatically from the entire video, both from the transcript but also from the actual video itself. And this is really awesome because you don't even have to edit this anymore. You can just use this automatic removal and it will basically edit all the video at all the places where you say something like or other filler words that you might not want to have in the final product because they can seem as unprofessional and stuff like that. So to use that, you can just go up here and you see it has actually detected 86 filler words in just this short video, like the 22-minute video that I have over here. These are all the filler words that it has detected, and we can remove them by clicking on one of these options here. So first of all, we can remove it from the text only, which means that it will stay in the video, but it will be removed from the transcript over here. So if I hover over this, you also see down here that it highlights those filler words. So it tells us which of the words it will actually remove. And the next option is the one that's really game changing, and that's where it will actually remove these filler words from the video as well. Now, how this works is that they will just find the spots in your video where they think that you said a filler word, and they will just mute out this audio at the point where you said that. So it will not change any of the contents of the video. It will just mute these sounds, which can be something that you want. Sometimes you might not want to have that, but you can experiment with however you like it best. And it's as easy as just clicking this button, and now you see 85 filler words were removed. So they're no longer part of the transcript, and they also aren't part of the video anymore. Once you're content with the transcript, you can also check out the video preferences. So these are just some general settings for your video, and they allow you to really fine tune what you want people to be able to do for this video and what you don't want people to do. So for example, you can say that you want to turn off comments. So if you disable that, nobody will be able to comment on the video. But if you're using it for interactive purposes or for collaboration with your colleagues, then I would highly recommend that you actually leave this on. Now, if you have that enabled, you can also say that you want to get email notifications for comments on your videos, and also you can enable users to be able to record replies to your video. So this way you can create a video and then they can basically comment on that video, creating a video of their own. You can also enable or disable the emoji reactions, and these are these reactions down here, which are meant to allow users to quickly, react to whatever you're proposing. Maybe you have an idea for your company or for a problem you're working on, and then you'll just let your colleagues basically react through these different emojis to get a quick sense of how they like the idea that you had, and things like that. And this can also be enabled or disabled depending on how you like it. Next, you can choose if you want the player to be branded towards Loom, and if you don't want that to be the case, then you can just turn that off. You can also make sure that users can actually download the video, or you can disable that if you don't want that to be the case. And also you can say if you want other users in your Loom workspace to be able to add this Loom to their own videos. And so for example, if you have a company, this makes sense. If you have if you collaborate with other people, you might want them to be able to use your videos. But if you don't want that to happen, you can just disable this as well. You can also show video analytics to viewers, but mostly you wouldn't want to have that, so you can just turn that off. And you can also show the transcript to the viewers, which is something that I think makes a lot of sense, so I would just leave this on. And lastly, you can also turn on their option to reduce background noise. Now, I personally found that it wasn't working that well for me, but it might work better in your use case, and it will basically automatically try to blur out the background sounds and the noise in your video background to make your video smoother and look more professional. All right, once you're done with all those, you can save your preferences. And now we'll come to the last part of this video, which is the branding for your Loom video player. If you embed videos on your website, for example, the player can be adjusted to fit your brand. And you can do that by going to the settings and then going to workspace. Here you can first of all add a workspace logo if you want to, so you can just use your company logo here. But then you can go to the appearance tab, and here you see the settings for the video player and the video share page. So first of all, over here, you can adjust what color you want to use for the player. So I'm using my signature green, the green that I use for all my company's things, but you can just adjust that to whatever color you want. So you could also say you want that to be, pink or some other color. I want to leave it green as it is, but you can change that how you want. Next, you can also upload your logo here as the logo on the video share page. And you can also say if you want to use the Made with Loom badge. If you want to support Loom, you can obviously do that, but in some cases you might not want to have their branding on your website, basically, so you can remove that here as well. And with that, we've covered everything that there is to know about editing and customizing your video with Loom. In the next video, we'll take a look at the Loom workspace, and we'll take a closer look at how you can collaborate with others using shared videos, how you can publish videos to your workspace, how you can use tags and things like this. So stay tuned and I'll see you there.